Welcome to Bahrain 2023. Starts right here. Mercedes are back in competitive shape. George Russell on pole. Max Verstappen alongside. Then Sergio Perez in the second Red Bull. Charles Leclerc fourth. Lewis Hamilton somewhat disappointed with his fifth place on the grid. And he's going to have a bit of work to do to get the clear potential out of that car that his teammate George Russell is showing. Carlos Sainz in sixth in the Ferrari. And then we have the two McLarens. Landonorris ahead of Oscar Piastri on his debut in 8th place. And then Lance Stroll has out-qualified Fernando Alonso in their first race together as teammates. Although I think Alonso will still be marginally happier that he's in the Aston than the Alpine, considering he's just a place ahead of Alpine's lead driver Pierre Gasly. And then you've got Bottas 12th in the Alfa Romeo, Ocon 13th in the second Alpine, 14th for Kevin Magnussen in the Haas. And then we are looking further down the grid. We've got Logan Sargent on his debut, qualifying in 15th place. That's not bad. Yuki Tsunoda 16th, AlphaTauri, somewhat disappointing. That's the highest one. Guan Yu Zhou 17th, Alex Albon 18th. He'll be a bit disappointed to be out-qualified by his rookie teammate for sure. Nico Hülkenberg 19th. And Nick de Vries rounds out the grid in 20th. So looking forward to this one. Be interesting to see if Mercedes are genuinely competitive with Red Bull. We'll soon find out. So here we are waiting for the lights. George Russell on the right in pole position. Max Verstappen on the left. Mercedes versus Red Bull. Here goes 2023 and Russell is away. Well, there's a McLaren front wing. We're not sure who it is yet. We'll find out in a sec. But look, Verstappen straight into the lead. McLaren has lost his front wing. I know there's Russell almost getting scraped up with Leclerc, who has got ahead of Perez. So Verstappen leads away. Very, very strong at the moment. And I believe it's Landonorris who has lost his front wing. So Oscar Piastri in his debut. Not a mistake at the start. Landonorris does make a mistake at the start. Not sure who he hit, but he ran into somebody. And Max Verstappen already leading and pulling away from George Russell. He looks determined to continue last season's dominance. And he's doing very well at it so far. George Russell briefly thought he was catching up, but I'm not sure that's the case. Piastri is on the tail of Sainz. And then you've got Landonorris without his front wing, but at the moment still able to hold off Lewis Hamilton, who didn't make the best of starts, did he? A bit of dust kicked up there. Lewis Hamilton didn't make the best of starts, dropped behind Sainz and both McLarens. And I wonder if it was him that Norris ran into, but now Lewis still can't get past Norris, even though the McLaren is running with no front downforce. And that's allowing Lewis is going to be boxed down into 7th place at best then. Max Verstappen starting to get away now, and you can see there's a clear gap. And George Russell having a brief little look, but he's so far back. That would have been ridiculously optimistic if he'd have tried anything there. And Max now will pull clear. You can see Lewis Hamilton there in the background has passed Landonorris, who will peel off into the pit lane. And Red Bull come down towards turn 1 with Verstappen, Russell and Leclerc still behind him. They run a little bit wide, but no major issues there. Verstappen then getting away, looking pretty clear for his first victory in the first round of 2023. And Verstappen's going, and then Russell is in second, Leclerc in third, Perez still in fourth, then Sainz, then Piastri, and then Hamilton, and Alonso has passed Stroll. Then you got Alex Albon. Oh, well, there's enough, and that's Ocon in the Alpine. Massive shunt, massive. No wheels, no front wing. You can see both the Saubers are out, and Verstappen there, still leading, just pulling ever further away. Comfortable looking lead. As long as the Red Bull doesn't have any reliability issues, it's going to be a very comfortable victory for Max Verstappen today. And George Russell now, you can see, is really losing pace. Really losing pace. Leclerc not able to really challenge though. He's staying in his wheel tracks, but not really seen a serious challenge on George's position from Charles Leclerc yet. And I don't know if it's actually going to come. Lewis Hamilton ruling in Piastri slightly. Piastri not made any mistakes in his debut. That's a brilliant drive, actually. So Verstappen is going to come across, and Verstappen is going to win the opening round of 2023 in Bahrain. Great victory for Max. George Russell second, Leclerc third. Then it's Perez, Sainz, and Piastri. And Hamilton will cross the line in 7th. And then we will see the two Aston Martins, I believe, behind Fernando Alonso ahead of Lance Stroll. And Albon in the Williams has gone all the way from 18th on the grid to 10th. What a great performance from him. Solid though, dominant from Max Verstappen and Red Bull. Really dominant, no questions asked. So, Max Verstappen wins the race, opens his account for the 2023 season with 25 points. George Russell finishes second. It was clear that the Mercedes did not have the pace to challenge or get anywhere near the Red Bull, really, in the race. So, he held on, though, and Charles Leclerc then in third. Sergio Perez, not quite in the same league as his teammate. He will finish fourth, get 12 points for that. Sainz in fifth. Piastri, great debut, sixth place for him. Lewis Hamilton down in seventh. He's going to have to be disappointed with his weekend's work, I'm afraid. Fernando Alonso in eighth. Lance Stroll ninth. And Alex Albon, like we say, great performance to come through from 18th to finish in 10th place. There we've got the assorted likes of Gasly, Magnussen, Sargent, Tsunoda outside of the points. So yeah, that's the Drivers' Championship. As we can see, the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull lead that on 37 points. Ferrari second on 25, only a point ahead of Mercedes, who are on 24 points. McLaren on 8 in fourth, so a long way back from Ferrari and Mercedes. Aston Martin in sixth, on 6 in fifth place, not far behind McLaren. And Williams place in the Constructors at the moment with a point, and they're in sixth as things currently stand. So, there we go then. Reasonable opening race. Some entertainment from Norris, some entertainment from Ocon's off, and both Saubers, Alfa Romeos out as well. And like and subscribe for more.